Dear students, today I'm going to start the topic resource planning from chapter number 1, resources and development. In our previous class, we have discussed about the term resource and its classification, as well as we have discussed about development of resource and sustainable development. So let us discuss today about resource planning, okay, which is very much essential for utilizing the resource, okay, in a more better way, in a more judicious way, okay. So before we start the term resource planning, okay, before we start to know what does the term resource planning mean, let us know the meaning of the term planning, or what do we mean by planning. See, every day in our life, okay, we do some sorts of things, okay, and those sort of things are being done according to some strategy, according to some plan, okay. Like after waking up in the morning, we decide that what we are going to do throughout the day, how we are going to attend the classes, which classes we will be attending, which are the most important classes and all, okay. So what we do is we set a strategy, okay, to spend our day or to utilize our day for some productive activity, okay. So this strategy which we are adopting, okay, to which we are adapting to complete some tasks in a day is known as the planning, okay. So in the same way, okay, resource planning is also a strategy, okay. Resource planning is also a strategy to use the resources in a judicious way so that the resources does not get wasted, okay, so that the overutilization of the resources does not take place, as well as so that the resources cause minimum environmental damage, okay. So resource planning is actually the widely accepted strategy, okay. It is the widely accepted strategy for the judicious use of resources, okay. In our previous class, I have said you that because of over exploitation of the resources, we are facing various kinds of issues, various kinds of problems, okay. The first problem is that the resources are getting depleted, and another important problem is that the overutilization of the resources or excessive utilization of the resources is causing various kinds of environmental issues, okay. So in order to sort out these problems, okay, in order to sort out these problems, we need to use the resource in a more better way, in a planned way actually, okay. So how we can do that, or how we can use the resource in a more judicious way, in a better way, through resource planning. And what is this resource planning? It is a strategy, okay. It is a strategy to use the resource for achieving our need, okay, for meeting the needs of the human beings, okay. So in a country like India, in a country like India, uh, resource planning, the concept of resource planning is very much important, okay. In a country like India, the concept of resource planning is very much important, okay. Why? Because our country is the seventh largest country in the world with a total area of 3.28 million square kilometers. And here in our country, we can find different types of people, okay, belonging to different social, cultural, and economic background, as well as there are variations in the physical features of within our country, okay, as well as there are variations in the climatic conditions also, okay. So because of this huge variations, okay, in terms of status of development, in terms of physiography, in terms of the social and the economic background of the people and all, okay, there's a huge demand of resources among the group of people, among different groups of people, okay. And our country is one of the country which is having enormous diversity of resources, okay, enormous diversity in the availability of the resources, because in our country we have abundant supply of different types of resources. But the main problem is that these resources are not equally distributed. The main issue is that the resources which we have in our country, they are not equally distributed. Okay, you will find that some of the resources can be found only in certain areas, okay, whereas there are certain areas, okay, which are deficient in resources, where resources are not at all available, okay. For example, if you see, like we find petroleum only in 3 to 4 regions of our country. Like we find petroleum in Assam, we find petroleum in Gujarat, in the Mumbai high region, and recently petroleum field has been discovered in Ashoknagar or West Bengal, okay. So these are the major areas where we can find the petroleum reserves. But the people throughout our country, they require petroleum for different use. Okay, as well as you will see that the mineral resource, if we talk about the mineral resources, okay, like the coal, okay, the various other types of minerals and iron ore and all, these mineral resources are confined only in certain areas of our country, okay, only in some parts of the Peninsular Plateau region. But these resources are in huge demand in different parts of the country, actually, isn't it? So in order to distribute these resources properly, okay, in order to distribute the resource properly, equal distribution of the resources, resource planning is very much essential. Okay. So there are regions which are rich in certain types of resources, but deficient in some other resources. So in our country, we have enormous diversity in the availability of resources. Okay, and there are some particular areas, there are some particular regions which has enough availability of resources. Okay, but there are certain areas, there are certain regions in our country where availability of resources is not there, where resources are not at all available. So the areas which are lagging behind, where resources are not available, they also require resource for its development. The people living in those areas, they also need resource for their lively, for their normal living, isn't it? So how can we distribute this resource? Actually, we can distribute this resource equally through resource planning. Okay. So there are some regions which can be considered self-sufficient in terms of the availability of resources, and there are some regions which have acute shortage of some vital resources. Okay, so there are some regions, okay, in our country which can be considered as a self-sufficient, okay, in terms of availability of resources. That means those areas, they are self-sufficient in terms of the resources. But there are some areas, okay, where there is a shortage of resources, okay, and they face crisis of resources. For example, in Rajasthan, okay, water resource is not available. Okay, the people living in Rajasthan, they suffer from scarcity of water resources. Whereas people in Arunachal Pradesh, they have abundant supply of water resources. Okay. So how can we help this equal distribution of the resource, or how can we distribute the resource of our country equally among different states, okay, among different groups of people of our country? This can be done with the help of proper planning, okay, with the help of proper resource planning. Okay. So you see here, like the state of Jharkhand, okay, the state of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and Madhya Pradesh, they are rich in minerals and coal deposits. So basically, the state of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and Madhya Pradesh, to be more precise, the Chotanagpur Plateau region. Here in the Chotanagpur Plateau region, we can find enough availability of different types of minerals, mineral resources, as well as coal deposits. Okay, but these minerals and the coal deposits are not found in some other areas of our country, but it is required by the people of those areas. Okay, whereas in Arunachal Pradesh, okay, there is an abundance of water resource, huge supply of water resources available, but the state, it lacks in infrastructural development. Infrastructural development is very low in Arunachal Pradesh. Again, if you see the case of Rajasthan, the state of Rajasthan is very well endowed with solar and wind energy, but they lack in water resources. So what we see here is that some areas, okay, they are rich in some type of resources, but they are lagging, okay, in some other types of resources, like Rajasthan. Rajasthan is having a huge potential of solar and wind energy, okay, but it is lagging behind in terms of the water availability of water resources. Arunachal Pradesh, huge supply of water resources is there, but infrastructure development is not there in Arunachal Pradesh. So every state, okay, every state, okay, or every particular region of our country, okay, they are self-sufficient in some types of resources, and they are lagging behind in some other types of resources. If you see the case of Ladakh, Ladakh is a cold desert region. Okay, Ladakh is an extension of the cold desert region of Tibet. And this Ladakh is relatively isolated from the rest of the country. But here in Ladakh, it has a very rich cultural heritage. Okay, Ladakh has a very rich cultural heritage. Okay, the culture of Ladakh is very rich, enriched. Okay, and it is a famous tourist destinations. Okay, but here in Ladakh, okay, the people, they suffer from water scarcity. Infrastructure development is not there. Okay, availability of vital minerals are also like not there actually. Okay, so you can see here, you can notice here that there is a disbalance. Okay, there is an unequal distribution of the resources within our country. Okay, so in order to sort out this problem, we need to distribute the resources equally from those areas where there is an excess supply of resource to those areas where there is a shortage of resource. Okay, so what will happen? It will help the nation to develop equally. Okay, it will help the nation to develop equally. Okay, and this is why resource planning is necessary for a country like India. Okay, so this calls for balanced resource planning at the national, at the regional, at the state, and at the local level. Okay, so this is why it is very much essential to carry out the resource planning, okay, at the national level, at the state level, as well as at the local level, so that the need of every people can be met. Okay, the demand of every people can be satisfied, and the country can prosper, the country can develop equally. Okay, now what we see that some areas of our country or some states of our country, they are highly developed. Okay, whereas there are many areas or many states of our country which are lagging behind, which are underdeveloped actually. So why this has happened actually? Because maybe in the past, okay, like the process of development did not took place equally. Okay, so this was the reason actually. So in order to sort out this unequal distribution of the resources, in order to sort out the problem of uneven development, okay, we need to carry out with the resource planning, okay, method. But there is a case actually. Okay, the main important thing is that, okay, there are you will find there are some cases that though resources are available, okay, though resources are available in some areas of our country, but that particular region or that particular state is not yet economically developed. Okay, like in the case of Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand has a huge deposits of coal and mineral resources. Okay, but economically and infrastructurally, these states are lagging behind. Okay, but on the other hand, Gujarat, where enough availability of resources are not available, minerals and coal deposits are not available, but then also that particular state is highly developed as compared to Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. Okay, so why such variations happen? Okay, why such variation takes place actually? That we'll be discussing. Okay, now. So in order to carry out the process of resource planning, there are certain steps involved. Okay, means there are resource planning is actually a very complex process. Okay, and basically there are 3 steps which are involved in the process of resource planning. Okay, the 3 different steps has to be followed in order to carry out the resource planning. Okay, the first step is that identification and the inventory of the resources across the regions of the country. Okay, so the first step basically include the identification and the inventory of the resources. That means we have to identify the resource and the areas where these resources are available. Okay, and how this identification and inventory of the resources can be done? It can be done through surveying and mapping. Okay, first of all, we will be identifying those areas where resources are available. Suppose take an example, coal. Okay, so first we will find the areas, okay, like where the coal is available. Okay, so if we get some hints that in this area coal is available, okay, so first of all, the geologists, they will be carrying out a survey. Okay, they will be carrying out a survey, and with the help of various technology, actually modern technology, okay, they will try to take the sample. Okay, they will try to extract the sample of the coal from the earth's interior. Okay, and after extracting the sample, if they see that the quality of the coal is better and availability of coal is like enough, means huge deposits of coal is found okay, in that area, so then only, okay, the coal of that particular region can be utilized. Okay, so first step is the identification and the inventory of the resources across the regions of the country, and this involves the surveying, the mapping, and the qualitative and the quantitative estimation and measurement of the resources. So in the first step, we must identify the areas where the resources are available. Then we must we must carry out the survey and prepare a map of that area. And then with the help of the technology, we will see what is the quality and the quantity of the resources. So if the quality is better and the quantity of the resources is enough, then only the resources can be extracted. The next, then in the next step, okay, we must evolve a plan. Okay, we must evolve a plan with the help of the proper technology, with the help of the proper organizations. Okay, that how we are going to extract this resource. Okay, so in the first step, we have identified the areas, we have estimated the quality and the quantity of the resource. In the next step, in the second step, with the help of the technology, means we will find out the technology. Okay, we will take help of the different organizations and all who will help in extracting the resources. Okay, so the second step involves evolving a planning structure endowed with appropriate technology, skill, and institutional setup for implementing resource development plan. Okay. So we must evolve a planning structure, okay, with the help of the appropriate technology, with the help of the skilled people, okay, and as well as we must take help of the organization, different institutions and all, okay, which will help to extract the resource, okay, which will help in implementing the resource development plan. Means we will set up a plan, okay, we'll make a plan that how we are going to use these resources, extract these resources, and for what purpose the resource will be used. Okay, then in the third stage, okay, matching the resource development plan with the overall national development plan. So we in the second step we will prepare a resource development plan, that how we are going to extract the resource, okay, and how much quantity of the resources will be extracted annually and for what purpose it will be extracted. Okay, in the second step we do that plan. So that is the resource development plan. So in the third step, we must match the resource development plan with the national development plan. Suppose we are extracting the coal. Okay, so now this coal needs to be utilized. So we cannot utilize the coal unnecessarily, okay, for household activities or from other. So there will be some national development plan, okay, like the government will have some plan, okay, that how the government is going to develop the nations. Okay, so the resources which we are extracting, okay, these resources will be utilized according to the national development plan, so that the extraction and the utilization of the resources can help the nation develop economically. Okay, so the third step will basically include matching the resource development plan with the national development plan, so that extracting the resources become meaningful. We are extracting the resources, okay, and this extraction is helping the nation to develop, okay, economically and all. So these are the different steps, okay, these are the different steps which are involved in the process of resource planning. But the case is that the availability of the mainly what do we think? We mainly think that availability of the resource is very much essential for the development of region. Okay, so it is true. Okay, availability of resources is very much essential for the development of any region actually. Okay, but in many cases we have seen that availability of resources alone is not enough for the development of that particular area or that particular region if better technology is not available. Okay, if better organizations are not there or institutions are not there, okay, to use the resources judiciously. So here you see that the availability of the resources is a necessary conditions for the development of any region, but mere availability of resource in the absence of the corresponding changes in the technology and the institutions may hinder the development. So we are extracting the resources for the development of the country, for the development of that particular region. Okay, and availability of resources is very much essential for the development of any particular area. Okay, but resources are available and we are using the old technology, outdated technology, and the institutions are also not organized. Okay, we does not have a proper organizations actually or institutions. Okay, so in that case, what will happen? The extraction of the resources will not be 100% successful actually. Means the purpose for which we are extracting the resources, okay, that purpose cannot be satisfied fully actually. Okay, means the purpose is to develop the nation, okay, to develop the particular area. But if we're using the outdated technology and not taking help of the better organizations and all, so the overall development process will get hampered. Okay, so availability of resources is an essential condition for development of region. It's true, but along with it, we need the better technology, the advanced technology, as well as the help of the better institutions. Okay, as well as the better help of the better organizations. Okay, so that the resources can be utilized to its fullest capacity to achieve development. Okay. So there are many regions in our country that are rich in resources, but are included in the economically backward regions. So in our country, you will find many such areas, many such places which are rich in resources. Enough availability of resources are there, but they are economically backward. I gave you the example of Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh has a huge supply of water resources. Okay, but Arunachal Pradesh is lagging behind in terms of infrastructural development, economic development. Again, Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, they have enough availability of coal and the mineral resources. But Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, they are the states which are lagging behind economically. Okay, like Chhattisgarh is like in terms of poverty. Okay, Chhattisgarh is like the condition of like poverty is very worse in this state of Chhattisgarh. Okay, so on the other hand, you will notice that there are certain areas or there are certain regions where resources are not available or enough availability of resources are not there, but then also the places has developed economically. Okay, so why this happens actually? See, on the contrary, there are some regions which have a poor resource base, but they are economically developed. Okay, so there are many regions in our country where you will see that the resource availability of resources is not so much. Okay, they does not have enough availability of resources, but they are economically developed. For example, Gujarat. In Gujarat, we can find only the petroleum reserves, petroleum resources. Okay, other resources are not at all available. But then also, Gujarat is highly developed as compared to Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. Again, you will see like what is that? Kerala. Okay, Kerala is the state which is lying in the western coastal plain, in the coastal areas. Okay, it is a way like the state does not have enough availability of resources, but it is far developed than the other states of our country. Okay, so how this is happening actually? Because the states which are developed, though they are not having enough availability of resources, because they have taken help of the better technology. Okay, they have taken help of the better organizations to carry out the developmental activities. Okay, so therefore, resources can contribute to development only when they're accompanied by appropriate technological development and institutional changes. Okay, so the resources can help in the development of a particular region or a particular nation only when appropriate technology and institutions are there. Okay, like Africa, the continent, in the continent of Africa, there are many countries where we have enough availability of resources. Okay, but those countries are lagging behind in terms of development. Why? Because their indigenous technology is not so much developed, and moreover, okay, the institutional setup is not organized. So this is why they are lagging behind. Okay, and in case of our country also here, okay, like we are having the resources. Okay, but in many cases, okay, we are not using the advanced technology. Okay, we are not taking help of the better organizations and all. Okay, so this is why the development process is hampered. Okay, in those states or in those areas where enough availability of resources are there. Okay, so in order to use the resources, okay, properly for the development of a particular region, okay, appropriate technology and institution is essential, because resources cannot help in the development, okay, until and unless we take help of the better technology and the institutions. Okay, so this is why, okay, the institutions, technology and resources are very much essential. Better technology, better institutions and availability of resources is very much essential for the development of any particular regions of our country. Okay, see, so here we came to know that availability of resources is necessary for the development of any region. Okay, but along with the availability of resources, we need the help of the better technology and the institutions. Okay, then only a country or a particular region can develop. But in a country like India, where the population is very high and the demand of resources is very much high actually. So what is happening in our country is that we are using the resources indiscriminately. Okay, over exploitation of the resources is taking place in our country. So because of this, the resources are getting depleted. The availability of resources is getting down day by day. Okay, so in that case, we need to conserve the resource. Okay, in that case, we need to conserve the resource. So now, why should we conserve this resource? The main thing is that why conservation of this resource is essential actually. Okay, so as I said that overutilization of the resources is taking place. Okay, and we know that resources are very much essential for the development. Okay, without resource, the development can take place, but the rate of development will not be so fast. Okay, so availability of resources actually increase the pace of development. Okay, but in our country, we are seeing that over exploitation of the resources is taking place. Irrational consumption means whatever we need, we are using more than that. We are wasting the resources and all. Okay, so irrational consumption and overutilization of the resources is causing various kinds of issues. It's causing various kinds of socio-economic and environmental problems. What are the various socio-economic issues? The rich are getting like basically the rich, they are having more access to the resources, and the poor, they are neglected behind. They does not have access to the resources. So what is happening? The society is getting divided into two, have and have nots. That is the rich and the poor. Okay, as well as we see that various kinds of environmental issues are taking place in our country day by day because of the increased utilization of the resources. Okay, like various kinds of environmental problems. Okay, like global warming. Okay, melting of the glaciers and all. Okay, and then you can see the cases of acid rain and all. Okay, these are the various environmental problems which are emerging. Okay, because of this over exploitation of the resources and irrational consumption of the resources. Okay, so in order to sort out this problem, okay, in order to sort out the various problems which are related to the socio-economy, okay, the various socio-economic problems and the environmental problems, okay, we need to conserve the resources. Okay, we need to conserve the resources. So to overcome these problems, resource conservation at various level is necessary. Okay, at the various level means at the ground level, okay, at the individual level, at the community level, and at the national level. The resource conservation is very much essential. So it is not only the responsibility of the government to conserve the resource, but it is also the responsibility of the individual person. It is also the responsibility of the community, okay, to conserve the resources. So it is on our part also, okay, it is our individual responsibility to conserve the resource. And how can we conserve this resource? By using the resources in a more better way. Means how much we require, we will be utilizing that only. We will not waste the resources. Okay, then only it will help in conservation. Suppose we are using the petrol, okay, for running the motorcycles, the cars and all. Okay, and sometimes we see that the people, they they roam here and there unnecessary. Just simple example I'm giving. Okay, they roam here and there unnecessary without any use. So what is happening in that case? Means the petrol is getting wasted unnecessarily. Okay, and if petrol is getting wasted, so that means what, more consumption is taking place. So obviously, okay, it may cause various environmental issues. Okay, again, you may be seeing that in the house, okay, electricity unnecessary, we are keeping on the lights and the fans on. Okay, so what is happening here? Irrational consumption of the resources taking place. Sometimes we keep the tap on, the water flows away, okay, goes run away actually. So what is happening? Okay, and irrational consumption of the resources taking place, wastage of the resources taking place. So what will happen in the near future? Crisis of water, shortage of energy, shortage of this availability of petroleum and the other resources. Okay, so in order to avoid such problems, okay, we need to conserve the resource. Okay, conservation of resources is very much essential. Okay, at different levels mean at the individual level, at the community level, and at the national as well as at the international level. Okay. So this is what about resource planning, the steps involved in the process of resource planning. Okay, and why resource planning is necessary for a country like India, and what is the importance of resource conservation, or why resource conservation is necessary. So I think you have understood this topic clearly.